It doesn't matter. I don't care the content. It's not.
Right.
That's not important. Just whatever comes to mind. Ooh, you stupid fucking cat. Yo. We've been testing this shit on now. We're just gonna do it.
Okay.
Hannah's coming, so.
Yeah, she'll be home soon.
Yeah.
Did you see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse?
No, I haven't gone to the movie.
Dude, I refuse to see that movie. I don't care.
Why?
I don't care.
Why?
That's why. It's like, if I see a superhero movie, I have to care. Like, I just saw Deadpool, too.
Oh, it was good, right? It was amazing.
It was amazing.
Right. It was a good movie.
Well, was it?
It was a good movie.
But it's like, even on like a superhero spectrum of movie, wasn't that good.
Because it wasn't a superhero movie.
But like, even with Black Panther, I hated Black Panther.
That's a superhero movie.
And it wasn't that good. But like, I can't say it's not good because
Why?
that'll be like this.
Why can't you say it's not good?
Because I don't feel like fighting people on Twitter about
Then don't.
like, you know,
Don't
like,
fight
it's
people.
not good.
I don't fight people.
Yeah, but I think more people will come at me.
Who cares? Tell them to tell you something different. Only listen to responses.
I know, and I usually do. It's like, all right. So my thing with Black Panther was that like every other superhero movie, like all the white superheroes, right? There was more of a build up to the villain. You got more out of it. This one was just like, oh, here's the world. They're in Wakanda. Oh, here's the thing. They're saving these girls from a tribe. Like, it was so. It felt so rushed for no reason.
Let's go
like
this weed real quick.
With like Iron Man, like even with all the Iron Man, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was just like a build up. You didn't even get to know who the fuck Black Panther was.
Yeah, that 4
You know
hour
what I'm saying?
cut,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
that 4 hour cut I wanted to see. Because I wanted to see the whole world be like transformed in front of me, and they gave me 2.5 hours. I wanted to see that, like, this girl,
2.5 hours of an over CGI'd fucking world.
Yeah, I wanted to see in depth what Wakanda was, because it was the first time we ever were going to see it.
Exactly, and it wasn't. It just wasn't. And nothing against. It's like with the first Deadpool, right? So the first Deadpool, we're not seeing the full scale of everything. We're seeing what the studio will allow financially.
Right.
All right, and what we got from Black Panther from the Avengers movies was like this shit, and cool. You're trying to explain, either go into depth of Wakanda and stay there,
okay,
or expand and focus. Like, you didn't explain Killmonger or the other guy, that other dude. So you wasted two really good fucking villains just to have as a backstory.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because as a screenwriter, I could have just made this whole thing focus on Wakanda, and the peak of the movie is him fighting to be king again. So explaining the differences of how all the kingdoms have to fight and challenge the Black Panther. That would have been my build-up, right? Was just bringing unity to Wakanda through this shit. And maybe because I've read the comic books and I know that shit, and not just wasting it on this, like, throwaway fucking scene in the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you've missed all these opportunities.
Yeah.
So now it's just like, sure, people love it. And there's kids like, Wakanda forever, whatever, fuck. But, like, as people who were nerds forever, and it's like fucking Black Panther, without Wakanda, there's no Iron Man, and all the, like, there's no Iron Man, there's no Captain America, all that shit. Kind of a letdown, because you're like, you've rushed all of this for nothing. Like,
you know what? Yeah, that thing is. I wanted to. Yeah,
it's rushed.
it was rushed.
It was rushed. It feels rushed.
You know what's weird? I didn't watch it again. I watched it maybe like two. I haven't watched it when it wasn't in theaters.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I watched this first time I saw it, and I was like, okay, and I watched it another time just to review it, and it's like, Ant-Man and the Wasp had more as a movie than whatever the fuck Black Panther was.
And Ant-Man sucked. The first one sucked.
The first one sucked dick.
And the second one came back way better.
Way better, and I still don't want to see another one.
Right.
I'm
over it.
Chill.
I'm good.
Fucking chill. I love Paul Rudd. I'm done. Please stop.
That big mouth bitch, though, I'd see again.
Yeah, she's hot.
Yeah. But, like, that's it. Like,
yeah, but then, like, with Spider-Man,
I would want to see another one.
I've obviously will watch every Spider-Man movie ever made.
It's a good movie, and he's a good actor.
He's a good, but it's like I didn't dislike the Spider-Man before the new guy. So whatever his name is, because Tom Holland, whatever the fuck's the new Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So whatever White Boy was before that, I didn't hate him.
He was that nigga from The Social Network.
Yeah, I didn't
Andrew Garfield.
And I didn't hate him, is it?
I didn't either, but here's the thing. I think I thought that one, this one is more playful. This is Disney's playful. It looks playful. It looks more fun. It looks more smooth.
That's what I hate about, that's exactly what I hate about the current Marvel universe.
It's too Disney?
It's just too...
Like too palatable, too friendly, too... Like
it's
happy.
like, alright, so like, they're not going to do an X-Men movie the right way.
No, they're not.
Because the X-Men was the darker version of Marvel Universe.
Okay.
Right? So, like, they're not going to do an X-Men movie correct. You know? How can they?
Okay, you're touching on something that's scary because I was thinking about this myself. You know me. Mm-hmm. Big into the Marvel shit. Couldn't wait. I get there, and it's great. I'm watching the movie. I'm with Jasmine. I'm crying. Right? Not crying, but like, inside. Like, holy shit, can that happen? I don't really give a fuck about watching this next movie. I mean, not the next movie. I don't want the next Avengers. I'm not that into it anymore. There's something that happened.
Because it just
turned into like a corny kind of movie.
It just takes it so far for so long, and it's like...
But not in the right. Like, it did.
I've
it was a good
given
movie.
you so much
movie.
leading up to the first Avengers movie.
Was the best one.
Was the best, right?
It was none better than the other Avengers.
There hasn't been, and they were even giving hints to Thanos leading up to it.
Right.
But they shouldn't have did an Avengers Civil War. They didn't have the rights to the X-Men. The only way to do a Civil War is with the X-Men. There was no the real Civil War in comic books between X-Men with Captain America facing off with the X-Men, because that's when they want all the mutants registered and all that other shit. Mm-hmm. And so it doesn't feel right to have all of the fucking dudes facing off with all these guys who are best friends. Yeah. Off this half-cock ass assumption that this guy's family died and the one thing, and somehow he's acquired all. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Disney's a $1 trillion company. You can't just buy the rights to the X-Men and just do it that way, and we have to fucking endure this movie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. After after maybe Guardians of the Galaxy, I want to say
Guardians is good,
but I was still building up because they were telling a long story, and I love a story where you think about the end while you're writing the beginning. Then
with
you can
Thanos,
write a real story. So when they introduced Thanos, I was like, cool. They had an idea because the stories have been written for 40 years, 50 years, 60 years. They have all that story. They can make up anything with the material that's there. So let
me turn the heat off.
Yeah. So they can do that.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it. They had so much to work with, and they did amazingly with it.
A lot of it.
And what I feel like they did well is they did the patching of the story. I just think that this final act in them telling, and this next movie is hopefully going to be a little different.
We'll see, dude, because it's there's so much.
But I have hope in this movie. I really do. I have hope in this movie is going to be good.
But it's how are they going to? The universe is dead after this. What's Disney's plan? They've ruined Daredevil. They've ruined Daredevil. Have you seen Daredevil and Punisher? Have you seen
it's
that
to the
shit?
point where the only reason why I'm invested in this at all is because I want to hear a long story that was weaved together starting from the end to the beginning. I don't give a fuck about the comics. This could have been anything. John Wick 3? I hope they were thinking about John Wick 3 when they were making John Wick 1. That's what I go into movies thinking.
And I hate that shit, because that's because a lot of the studios don't think of an end game.
And that's why I watch movies.
Here's the thing, right? So, have you watched any of the Marvel stuff on Netflix?
Yeah, I've watched almost all of it.
The Defender was really good, but I don't know the point of what was happening. They're playing.
It wasn't good at all.
The Defenders?
It was terrible. It was the worst.
No, the Defenders?
It was terrible.
It got better.
Here's what happened. It started off like all Marvel shows did. Amazing writing.
The writings, they like to smell their own farts. So their writing it takes too long to develop. We're
I don't think it does, though.
If any of those shits were on TV, it would move a lot faster, right?
Here's the thing. I think we need that, though. The Daredevil
That's the thing. Punisher, right? You watched The Punisher? Dude.
Not season 2.
That's the best one.
I'll watch it then.
It moves. It moves. You're like, okay, I get it. Defenders, they could have moved. They could have moved a lot faster. Iron Fist is the whatever the fuck. I don't give a shit. I hate Danny Rand, and I want him to die off the face of the earth. I get it. Get rid of him, but they can't. But like, move it. The writing's really good. It's almost BBC level writing.
In what?
In the Defenders.
I have to remember because it was
okay. The Defenders is all of them. So
it was the first half was good, but then like most Marvels. Now Daredevil, the reason why I liked it, you know, I feel like it was written very, very well.
Well, Daredevil's the best thing they've had on that. Like Daredevil, I don't give a shit about Jessica Jones. I want to, but I don't care. I think she's.
I like Jessica Jones.
No, you like Kristen, whatever the fuck her name is.
Yeah, she's really hot. And
yeah, now you. Yeah.
Why don't you think I like
the story? Was the first season short, not the second season.
Why not?
Like, second season was trash.
The second season was what are you talking about? The second season was
the
about
worst
a lot
season.
Of. No, it was not.
What? It was awful.
Why? Tell me why.
Oh my god, I can't even remember.
Well, then don't tell me it's awful.
It's awful.
Then don't tell me it's awful. I can tell you why it's good.
Why is it good?
It was good because they dealt with a lot of themes with women. They dealt with motherhood. Okay, you didn't like that, but I'm telling you why it's good.
That wasn't what parts of the themes of women.
Do you want to watch it?
Yes, we're gonna have to watch it again because I am literally confused.
But you don't remember, so you're telling me about this phantom thing you don't like about it. I'm telling you about real things that were in the show.
You know what? Fuck you.
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like that.
This is what I disliked about it. So her best friend, they're trying to make her one of the big villains. So they just.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, so a secondary character who didn't matter, they're like, oh, we're going to make her matter. And I have to watch episodes of this bitch develop. Like,
that was terrible.
I gotta watch her develop through her paranoia, and then it's like, okay, she kills her mom. Alright, this is dumb.
Yeah, that was dumb. That I didn't like that. But I think I liked Jessica's struggle throughout the show.
And Jessica's struggle, yes.
That's the whole point of the show. And they did that brilliantly.
But it's hard. Watch it whenever they do the misdirections obnoxious.
Well, yeah, that's...
Like Luke Cage, season 2, I hated. Even though I like Bushwhacker.
I like their accents.
I love Bushwhacker. It was a great fucking character. Probably better than season 1. But they filmed it shitty. The Punisher, though.
Season 2?
1 and 2.
Okay.
Just so, the Punisher is hard to do because he's a dude that just fucking kills people. He doesn't have a hero code in that way, and it was good. But also, the problem with their writing is that they don't have a boundary of television, so they are like, well, we'll just add all this shit, and it's like, no, man, you don't have to. Don't. Less is more. You can still do a 45-page script and have it go an hour. You don't have to add this shit. Like, well, what if she goes here and poops for an hour? Like, no one cares. It would be like dumb shit. We're like, oh, maybe she gets stressed out and goes to a coffee shop and sits there for 5 minutes and then a song will play. It's like, no, dude, we don't need that. Actually, I skipped once. I rewatched it. I skipped those fucking episodes because I don't need them. Like, what's part of the story?
Now you're starting to think about the things that we think about film the same way because
we come at a different aspect of it.
No. What we're trying to say is, what is the most efficient way to tell a story?
Exactly, right? So, I want to know there are playful ways to dance around shit. Like, if I watch Supernatural, for example, 20 episodes a season, 6 of those episodes are throwaway. They're fillers. Mm-hmm. I skip them every time. I don't care. Because if I'm following the story, I want to get to the story. I don't want to dance around because I love the characters so much. I love the characters, but I love the story. And people forget that shit all the time, even when they're doing movies. And it's like, I don't need a filler scene where this character's in the bathroom crying. I want it. What's the best, fastest way to tell me this damn story? In the way where I love the characters, I love the story. That's why people love stories. And you're making me just fucking dance. I don't like How I Met Your Mother. I liked the characters from that story, and I wanted to understand who the woman he meets at the end of it was. But all these dance around bullshit episodes is fucking stupid. And after a while, you're like, this is sloppy writing. But it's not. It's writing for network because they're writing for and in a way, they're writing for commercials. So they need you to want to latch on so you watch these on commercials. So that's why I don't give a fuck. Avenger, in a way, the Marvel's Avengers series followed that platform. Because they did it right the first time. Iron Man. Then here's Captain America. Here's da-da-da. You don't need the Hulk. You already seen the Hulk. Here's all this stuff. And now here's the Avengers. And then they like to smell their own farts. And now every time you release a movie, we gotta do all this shit now.
And now we fire the director of Guardians of the Galaxy because
and no one wants to watch Guardians of the Galaxy. No one wants to. I refuse to watch it, and no one wants to direct it.
Done. No one's watching it. No one's directing
over old ass tweets.
It's the Oscars. Like it's tomorrow night.
It's like give him back. He didn't do anything wrong.
He didn't do anything
tweeted
wrong.
Shit.
He was doing what we're doing. He was shit posting so he could figure out how the world worked.
And that's how we all work.
He made 2 amazing movies.
That's how we all work.
2 of your best
movies
and directed movies.
And then you fire him because
you want to talk about Oscars.
Go away.
That whole movie is like a it's just in family. What?
The Guardians of the Galaxy. Here's the thing. He could have destroyed the Guardians of the Galaxy the first movie, fucking with Chris Pine, with Chris Pratt, and it's like. And they would have never made a second one, and Chris Pratt would not be in the last Avengers. They would have figured a way to work around those fucking characters if that first movie sucked. Kind of like what they did in the DC Universe with Suicide Squad. They could figure a way around it if you can't do it right. And it's like, give that man, no one is woke as they like to pretend. Mm-hmm. That's the scary thing, right?
Right.
Because we all made mistakes.
Right.
Because we're all human. I hit that again.
Yeah.
Because we're all human, we all make mistakes.
Right.
That's like the initial of being human.
Right.
But those mistakes shouldn't be the thing that defines us. How we act after we make those mistakes should be where we're at.
Right.
R. Kelly kept fucking children. He's been fucking children for how long? Right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't go from him being... He's always been problematic.
Right.
He's never not been. But what did he do after the sex tape?
Right.
He was enabled to do other shit. Okay. Dude from Guardian Galaxies, what did he do? He didn't continue down a path of being a bigot piece of shit. He learned. I remember that joke I had about surprise sex at one of my first few years of doing stand up.
Yeah.
Andrea took me. I got slapped in the face at Belvedere's by some girls. They were at a show and like you did this joke and smacked me in the face. And I was like, I don't get why I should be smacked in the face, but okay. And I talked to Andrea about it. She's like, no, this is how some people might feel when you say this joke.
Yeah.
Even though the whole point of my joke is to make fun of a guy who feels that being in a relationship is consensual, is consent in itself. Mm. Like, I always make fun of the layers of social misunderstanding.
Right. That's
where I think where the funny is.
Exactly.
That's where it is.
Exactly.
People just like, right? And she still explained to me, I'm like, okay, I get it. So I stopped telling the joke because like it just wasn't worth it because it's like so many people are looking for the small things to be offended about. Like I was watching this stand-up shit on Netflix earlier, The Degenerates, and the dude was Big J Oakley was saying about how like he's like, I thought about fucking this tranny at a show once, and I thought about it, and he's like, I got in trouble, I got booed for saying tranny. And he's like, but here's the thing, could I say, and then what word do you want me to say? Oh, transgender. So what I said, I think all transgenders are abominations and the humankind should all die. That's fucked up. And you're like, oh, well, at least you said transgender. But then I said, hey, I really thought about fucking this tranny. And it came from a good place, you know. And it's like...
That's like Chris Rock bit when he was talking about...
Or Patton Oswalt.
Oh,
he has that
was it Pat? Well, no, it was Patton Oswalt. Sorry, it was Patton Oswalt, yeah.
And he does that whole thing where he does like the reenactment and it's like... You can get mad at people for saying a word.
Right. And
it's like Louis C.K., right? Mm-hmm. Louis C.K. has been... how many specials he's done. He's talked about jerking off in front of a girl at least one of each special. And on his TV show, he does that, and everyone's like, oh my God.
Real quick, sorry, before we go any further, can we put all this on the record?
Yes. You can use it.
Okay, cool. All right. So, yeah, like Louis C.K. is just...
Louis C.K., he was wrong for being gross in the workplace.
Yeah.
But we've all been in workplaces where people are just gross. And you just weigh it as to how far is too far for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what we talk about, the asterisks.
That's where the asterisk comes from. Because it's always like every person has a different set of boundaries.
Right.
So it's not all the same. So like my coworker Sue, who's in her like 50s, grabbing my butt, isn't the same as like someone who's like trying to pursue me even though I'm married, kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's always like there's just levels where, and we're all human. And the fact of the matter is that we keep forgetting to get to that core of it. We're human. We're all learning.
Right.
So the reason why a lot of guys are against the Me Too movement has nothing to do with the fact that they believe women should all be raped.
Right.
It's the fact that they have all in their head like, oh shit, maybe something I've done on a date is sketchy and I don't want to be a part of these fucking... I don't want to be Bill Cosby or Louis C.K. or Kevin. They're like... I don't want to be Kevin Spacey. They don't want to be that. Equated to that. But instead of what we should be doing is saying, hey man, how'd you learn from that situation to not do it in the next one?
That's what I like about the Me Too movement. It gives you examples to this talk.
To like, yeah, because we never had those.
We're trying to get. We're talking about the situations, but we're not doing the work.
Because you think about it, like the movies we grew up on, like the movies our predecessors, our parents grew up on, the Porkies and all that shit. And it's like, oh, spy on this girl, and blah blah. Then we grew up on American Pie and like Road Trip, and that shit's fucked up too. A whole fucking crew of girls, guys were spying on this guy's sexual encounter.
And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And I'm still jerking on to it, nigga.
Right?
I'm beating my dick hard because I'm like, it's porn to me. Like, that's what it was. But, like, we were so cool. Then, for some reason, I don't know. But were we cool? It's
like hard. Right? But and it's hard, though. It's hard to reflect on it. And it's like, all right. I don't think it is, though. Because I already knew back in the day that Bill Cosby was trash. There was a whole...
Is this because
the court cases.
Cursing?
No, because that shit happened before.
I didn't know about the court.
It happened. Yeah. And I remember reading about it. And I was like, all right. But there are comics that even thrive through that I know personally are pieces of shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, here's the thing.
Yeah.
We should learn about it.
Right.
And we should encourage all guys to learn from it. And we should, like, not every person's a Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
But more people are indecent sorries than they know.
I was thinking of disease.
Exactly. More people are than they know. Because, like, there is a dynamic that we've never had to think about because we're not girls. We weren't raised in those dynamics. We weren't raised in those rules. Yeah. So if a girl comes to our house, she starts sucking our dick. We're like, okay, then obviously you're,
right.
But we don't know. She's like, I don't want to get murdered in this guy's fucking house. Right. We don't understand that half of it.
I'm trying everything in my power to make sure
she doesn't think that she's gonna get murdered in this house.
Door,
here's
everything,
and that's what he's doing, right?
He's doing,
but he doesn't understand that in her mind. She's like, I don't know that this guy's doing this shit because of that.
And it's like at what point?
What else
move the
can he do?
Hey
baby,
up?
We're on the record. We're recording.
You're kind of on the record, right?
So we're on the record. Be careful.
Yeah. So,
but that's the thing. He doesn't, because in my mind, when I read Aziz's story, I'm like, okay, he's checking every box,
everything.
But every guy that's like us is like, okay, he's checking every box, and maybe that's important. Maybe it's for us to know that, like, even if we're checking all the boxes, maybe we're not checking all the boxes because it's complicated, and because as a society we're not taught to talk about sex, and that's the one thing that's the most complicated power dynamic in our species. And that's where it comes in. That you can even talk about it. You can even check all the boxes, and still someone could be coming from a place of like, she thought I could get murdered here. Still, blah blah blah.
This is why I try to separate sex. Like, sex is such a huge part of my life. I try to separate it because of that. I was talking to some girls at 5801 today about how I feel like I'm a predator and a prey.
Yeah.
When I go to 58, I'm not only a guy who wants to fuck every girl there, and they have no interest in me, and I have to just be okay with that. But I'm also a guy who's getting groped and touched, and I have to be okay
by other guys
because I'm walking there willingly.
Yeah, you're going into a place.
I can't be mad about that.
Yeah, you're going into a situation.
But women don't ask to be in that situation; they just are. So now I have to think all
that's also
that's why
a loaded
comment
careful. Because is that true?
Yes, it's true.
Because like, all right,
it's true.
All right, so but
When do I have to be a
If
prey
you go
as
to,
much as
but
a
no,
woman?
no, there's no way. There's a way.
Exactly.
You're a
There's
prey,
no
but
way
I'm
to
saying-
even. There's
but I'm
no way I
saying-
can be as much of a prey as a man as a woman is. No
but
matter how
you're
many
as a
gay
man.
clubs I
Okay,
go
as
to.
a man going to a gay bar.
That's one out
A
of every
woman going to
1,000
lady.
bars.
A woman going to ladies' night.
She's every day. She has to go. She has to get.
But I'm
into
not
the
saying.
car
I'm not
first.
talking about everyday existence. I'm just talking about in that instance.
I'm talking about every day. I'm talking about she has to get in her car.
Yeah.
How dark is it?
I mean, that shit.
That's
sucks.
the prey part. I don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
I walked through Squirrel Hill today, and I walked into Dobra, and I drove my friends because I knew I could because I looked the scariest, but I wasn't.
Dude, that's what's great. I was thinking
But
about it the
women
other.
don't
Yeah.
have that luxury.
I gave a woman a ride the other day from. I just saw her. She was she's old. She's like older than my mom, and she dropped some groceries and it was cold and it's like fucking like 12 o'clock. I was like, you need a ride? You're okay? She's like, I need a ride. I'm like, I get your ride. And I'm like, it's crazy. And she's like, this is crazy. Like, you could kill me. I'm like,
right.
That's crazy. Like, I don't
It's
even
not.
see you as a person that could hurt me.
It's not though.
Yeah.
I don't think about people in terms of what. This is why I don't underestimate anybody.
Yeah.
Or anything, because anybody could get me. Right. It sounds a little paranoid, but the fact is, anybody. That's an existence that women live because anybody could. You know. But for me, I'm like I could get hit by a car. That I was literally in the car thinking I might die because it's windy and something hits me. Yeah. Because of that, I'm a better driver. I drove reckless as fuck with you that day I first got my car. And we drove.
Yeah.
It was raining. I had barely bald tires.
You were driving.
The day I got my car, I drove. It was snowy as fuck, and I went to Devon's house, and I was just chilling there. It was like I was too crazy.
You were such an asshole, dude.
But I was testing my limits, and I realized that was a fucking dumbass limit. You learn from your mistakes. So it's just like with women.
Guys, on the record, Julian drives like he has 50 million lives.
But I'll tell you what I did today.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I did today. When I was driving up to your house, I was puffing this, and I was going up like, okay, cool. I don't need to go to speed limit. For the first time, I was slowly building up to it. What is it to me? Is it that I need to get there really, really fast? And it was that I needed to get there fast because I was on time limits.
Yeah.
I don't have time limits now. So like, I think about time differently because I don't have a job and I'm working kind of for myself. So that changes too. You learn from that. And you learn from that, from making those mistakes, from sinking your time into shit that was terrible. Yeah. But I don't know. I think about danger all the time. And women have to do that all the time. So I have to think about their danger first.
True.
Because I'm the predator. I got to know how to give them my teeth so that they can trust me when I go to them. That's why I don't have sex. That's why I try not to have sex. Because that is the biggest thing. I will jerk off in a sock 10 times out of 10 before I go to anybody's house. Because that is going to hurt them. And I know it. I'm not going to be around. So as a predator, I have to then figure out how I work so I can stop hurting people. That's what we need to talk about in the Me Too movement. We don't need to talk about, like, Aziz Ansari. We need to talk about Bill Cosby, but we need to talk about how and why. What we're looking for is situations and symptoms, and we're not trying to actually figure this thing out the right way.
No, for sure.
What does Aziz do? Aziz, he's trying to get some pussy, and we're vilifying that. And if we're vilifying that, we are fucked.
Yeah.
We cannot vilify getting pussy. But I can be the person I am because I get pussy. I can't be that person if I'm not if I'm not trying to see what's going up. If I'm not, but we got to teach guys how to be told, how to take no. Because I learned early how to take no.
Well, you're black.
Yeah, exactly. So what can we learn from that? We can learn from those situations and apply them to other things.
The thing is that I personally believe it should just be part of the sex talk.
Everyone should.
But it should be. Like, it should be part. Like, there's, but like.
You want some?
Yeah. It's
sour diesel.
Yeah, girl.
I don't know what that means.
It means you're welcome. It means you're welcome.
I'll show her.
Yeah.
Come here, White.
This has been interesting. This is kind of the first of this. I don't even know if this is still recording, to be completely honest. We could be off the record. Nope. We are almost 30 minutes in. This is fun. I don't know what's going to come of this. But it's scary as fuck. I don't even know if you niggas can hear this shit. It might be the most shitty audio of all time. I have no fucking idea.